Work and Faith. A man's journey from karma to God. This is the story of a man who, throughout his life, believed only in his work, his goals, and his responsibilities. But he was not always this way. It all began when he was just 9 years old. One day, while accompanying his father to the market, his father suddenly collapsed. Back then, there were no mobile phones, except with a few wealthy people. The boy had no idea what to do. Just nearby stood a temple of Lord Narayan. In desperation, he ran inside and prayed fervently for his father's life. But by the time he finished, it was too late. His father had already passed away. That moment carved a wound in his heart. He thought to himself, if I had money, my father could have been saved. What did these prayers do? Nothing. From that day, he began to see worship as meaningless. He devoted himself entirely to work. His resolve became his prayer, and his determination became his God. He decided, no one would come to save him, not even God. He must look after himself and his family on his own. From then on, he grew into a man of unstoppable will. Nothing could shake his focus. Whatever task he set for the day, he would complete it that very day, no matter what stood in his way. Years later, one evening while returning home from work, the weather suddenly turned violent. The sky grew dark, winds howled, and rain poured heavily. It was a full moon night, Purnima, the day dedicated to Lord Narayan. Seeing the storm, his mind wandered back to that day when he lost his father. He muttered to himself, if danger has to come, let it come. Even a temple cannot save me. If God could not save my father, why would he save me now? And so, he pressed on through the storm. Suddenly, on the road, he encountered an old man. The elder stopped him and said, Son, where are you going in such dangerous weather? The roads ahead are broken. Come, take shelter in the temple until the storm passes. The man replied firmly, No, Baba. I will not go to the temple to be saved. You go if you wish. The old man smiled and said, All right, son. But at least walk me till the temple. Out of courtesy, the man agreed and accompanied him there. At the temple entrance, the elder requested one more favor. Son, I live here in the temple. Tomorrow, if you come this way, could you bring me a few things from the market? I will give you a note. The man nodded and then, exhausted, sat on the temple steps and unknowingly drifted into sleep. In his dream, he saw his father, radiant, peaceful, and happier than he had ever seen him in life. Behind his father stretched a grand, shining home, as though filled with every joy of existence. Tears streamed down the man's eyes. Then, Lord Narayan himself appeared before him and spoke. Son, your father's time on earth was destined to end on that day. And your life too is filled with respect and meaning, for you have lived with sincerity and responsibility. That is why I gave you this vision, so you may know the truth. Everything that happens is for the good, even if you cannot see it at first. Do you not realize, you are one of my dearest devotees? How could I ever harm you? All these years, I have walked beside you, blessing your efforts. Because remember, doing your duty, fulfilling your karma, is the first and highest dharma of a human being. Startled, the man woke up, calling out for the old Baba, but no one was there. He looked around, confused, and then as he walked further, he saw that a bridge ahead had collapsed. Many people had lost their lives there. It struck him deeply. Had I not been delayed at the temple, I too would have been among them. From that day, his perspective changed. He continued his work with the same dedication, but he also began to pray again. He realized that work and worship are not opposites, they complete one another. Moral of the story. Do your karma with full sincerity, and keep your faith in the higher power, no matter which faith you follow. Because when your intentions are pure, the divine always protects you.